त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री महालक्ष्मी महासरस्वती महाकाली त्रिगुणात्मिका कुंडलिनी साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माता जी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः। ॐ त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री कल्की साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माता जी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः। ॐ त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री कल्की साक्षात् श्री सहस्रार स्वामिनी मोक्ष प्रदायिनी माता जी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः।
Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, everyone, depending on where you are and which part of the world you're in. Welcome again to our 18th day of Sahaja Yoga meditation. And today we've got Randir as a great presenter, presenting us how to deal with the past. And yesterday we had a lovely session presented by Linda and Lee from Bunbury, Western Australia, talking about the spirit. So yes, it's just been an incredible journey talking about different aspects of our chakras, of our subtle system. And it's just such a blessing to be back here with you today. And look, we've got Richard with us. Welcome, Richard.
Hello. Hi, Leah. Hello,
Hi,
everybody.
Richard.
It's nice to be back.
Indeed. Yep, it's good to have Richard with us. I think we had advertised that Tyrone would be here tonight, but we've got Richard instead. So it's Richard and I co-hosting for you today. And yes, Richard, just some housekeeping or something that I've missed that we need to touch on?
No, I've done all the housekeeping.
Great.
I'm just looking forward to some meditation.
Beautiful.
Look, I guess we'll touch on some things towards the end of tonight's session as to, where we go after, because here we are, it's day 19, as Leah mentioned, and so after today we have 2 more days, about 21 days. So tonight, yes, we have Randir, who will be talking about the left side, which is the side of our past, the feminine side, the side of our desire. And I just wanted to really mention that back on Tuesday, we were looking at the right side and how to clear the right side using foot soaking. So those of you who were with us back then might remember that we talked about foot soaking and how putting our feet into some cool water can really help to clear the right side, which is the side of our future, all the thinking, the planning that we do, etc. The foot soaking really helps with that. And tonight, Randir is going to be focusing on how to clear the left side, which is the emotional side, using candle treatment. So, spoiler alert, oh, it's too late for that, I've already spoiled it. But Randir will tell us more about how to use the fire element to help clear the left side. So it's important that the left and the right side are in balance. So why don't we bring Randir in? Welcome, Randir.
Hello.
Welcome, Randir.
Thank
Good to see you.
Lovely to see you, Randir. So this is the first time Randir has joined us in this particular 21 days, but Randir has been practicing Sahaja Yoga meditation like all of us for quite some time. Exactly how much time has it been, Randir, since you first started practicing Sahaja Yoga?
It was in 1999, so that makes it 23 years at this stage.
Okay.
But
and how did you?
It's a learning experience, and I'm learning new things all the time.
Absolutely, absolutely, yeah. It's always fresh, and we use the same techniques, but we learn more and more about ourselves as life goes on. You know, that is life. Indeed. How did you find yourself coming into Sahaj, Randir? Because I don't actually know. I've known you for a long time.
I must have been one of the first people who found Sahaja Yoga on the internet in '99.
Oh, really?
Attended a program in which Sri Mataji came to the Royal Albert Hall in London, as I was a student then. And that's when I got my realization. And here I am.
So you were actually at the Royal Albert Hall?
Yes.
Time? Wow. Yes, Sri Mataji, who most of us will know by now, is the founder of Sahaja Yoga, spent 40 years of her life traveling around the world. I mean, really, there aren't many places where she hasn't been. A number of times to Australia, where we're coming from tonight. She's been to Western Australia a number of times. And certainly in London is where she lived. After leaving India, her husband was the Secretary General of the International Maritime Organization. His job took him to London. She went with him, and that was really the start of her spreading Sahaja Yoga beyond the subcontinent and from England to Europe and North America, all over the world. So, yeah, I never knew that, Randir. You saw Sri Mataji at the Royal Albert Hall. That's amazing. So, tonight you're going to be focusing on the left side and what we can do, apart from obviously using our Kundalini to clear ourselves, which we do whenever we raise our Kundalini and go into meditation. But there are some specific things that we can do using the elements to help clear the left side. So I think we'll hand over to you, but perhaps before we do, we can all join together, all of us, and most of you will know how to raise the Kundalini and give ourselves a bandha. For those that maybe have just joined us for the very first time, it's a very simple exercise where we use our hands to activate this energy. And we rotate our right hand around the left hand, like so. And while we do this, the hands come up in front of us. And then we follow with our attention, and then we tie a knot above our heads, like so. And we have 3 channels. So we do this 3 times, exactly the same, coming up with our hands raising the Kundalini, and the second time we tie 2 knots. And the third time, we have a left side, a right side, and a central channel. Third time we tie 3 knots. That's the first part. The second part is where we cover ourselves with a band of protection. And this time what we do is we bring our right hand over to our left hip, and we simply sweep our right hand across the top of our head and down the other side, and then back again. That's 1. Now we do this 7 times because we have 7 energy centers up the length of our spine. So just in your own time, sweeping there and back. We don't have to count, but it's one less thing to think about. So we do it about 7 times. Meditation is not a mental thing at all. It's actual. And our energy responds to what we do with our hands, I think. So then we can just sit there for a moment with both hands palm upwards on our lap. Just allow our attention to settle here above our head. Just for a minute. We can continue in this meditative state of thoughtless awareness, even as we hand over to Randir to take us through tonight's program, focusing on the left side. Thanks, Randir.
Thank you, Richard. Welcome, everyone. This has been a wonderful set of programs that we've been through, and we're now at day 19 of 21. Each program has really revealed much information, and I think in many ways I've been learning new things for each of the 21 days and for each of the 19 days, and I know that I'll be learning a lot for the remaining 2 days as well. It's a big blessing to be doing this program. And today, I will mention something about the past within us, which is something that resides within our left side. Now, as you know, we have 3 channels. The left channel, which is more to do with emotion. The right channel, which is to do more with futuristic planning and thinking. And we have the center channel, the Shushumna. Within the center channel, there's the Brahma Nadi, where the Kundalini rises. But the center channel in itself is the center for our evolution. And it will be beneficial for us to have both the left channel and the right channel clear for the ascent to take place in the center channel. Now, about the left channel, one of the things that affect the left channel is our past. Well, we all have had experiences, our upbringing, and in many ways, we are products of our past. However, it's important that we don't let this past hold us back and prevent us from evolving further. The past manifests itself in 2 main ways within us, in habits and in conditionings. These are slightly different. Habits are behavior patterns. For example, if you wake up in the morning, you might automatically brush your teeth or take a shower or something like that, or go for meditation. So it's more physical habits, physical actions. Conditionings are different. They're more subtle. Conditionings are repeat thought patterns. There are some good conditionings and there are some negative conditionings, just as there are some good habits and then there are some bad habits as well. Now, naturally, we try to eliminate the bad habits and develop more good habits. So similarly, we need to eliminate the bad conditionings and focus on developing more good conditionings. Conditionings are useful in that it assists us to do things in a more predictable manner in our lives. And it's important to go and develop good habits here. Good habits might be perhaps forgiveness or not trying to talk over or overpower somebody when you might disagree with them, for example. So it's develop habits, develop conditioning whereby you listen to people, you allow them to express themselves, and you accept them for who they are. So these are, for example, of conditionings that we need to develop within ourselves. Now, as I've said, we are in many ways products of our past. Our upbringing, our schooling, our education, our job. Each of these have left an imprint on us in the way that we think, the way that we do things, the way that we might react to things. And in some ways, it affects the character that we might end up becoming. Now, again, I emphasize some will be good, some will be bad. So we need to remove the conditionings which are less favorable towards your evolution. Now, there are two ways to do this. One will be clearing the left channel, which is the side where our past lies and where our emotion lies. That is done through a candling treatment, which we will see in a video later. Now, the other way would be introspection, whereby we firstly go into the witness state and we observe our behavior. How are we behaving in a certain way, or what are your thoughts when a certain incident occurs? By being the witness and observing your thoughts and patterns objectively, you become detached and you can also see objectively where you are, and you can tell yourself, well, this is not a good pattern. Let me get rid of it and develop new patterns that are more beneficial. So bit by bit, through introspection, through reflection, we can identify our negative conditionings, our negative habits, and start getting rid of them, start removing them. The biggest part of the battle is being aware of it. Once you're aware of it, it's a lot easier to clear. Why? Because we all seek to evolve. That's what Sahaja Yoga is about. Sahaja Yoga gives you the tools, the introspection, the reflection, to be the witness state, and to clear the various channels and the chakras within you. Now, using these tools, you can then clear the past habits, the past conditionings, which have been holding you back. And that will enable you to evolve and move forward with good conditionings and with good habits that will help your ascent. This is part of the transformation process within each of us. And through Sahaja Yoga, through the techniques that Sri Mataji has taught us, we have the tools to work on it for each of us to go and improve and for each of us to go and evolve. So at this stage, I would like to have a video played whereby Sri Mataji talks about the left side and also makes a reference to how the past is within the left channel. So we'll have the video now.
If you are a normal person, then the Kundalini rises. If you are abnormal. Now, in this we have got three types of people, in general, as they say. There are some people whom we call as left-sided. Means the people who are more emotional. But they can go further. They can go to such a limit that they can become absolutely emotional and they can become all the time crying, weeping, that type of people. Now this type of people are created by a center or created by a center or supported or fed or nourished by a channel, we can say, which is called as Idanadi. It's the moon. Just see you see a lunatic is called as Luna. You see, from Luna. Luna means moon. That means they knew about it. Otherwise, why did they call him lunatic? Such people can become lunatic. They can even become epileptic. All these diseases, left-sided psychological diseases, depression, all these come from this left side. Now the movement from the center starts because in the beginning, left side is our past, present past, then the past of this life, past of other lives. It goes into the second line, which we say that in the resonance it passes to the second line, which is coming from the past, we can say the subconscious mind. Then beyond that, subconscious mind is an area which is called as collective subconscious. If you have read Jung, he has dealt with it. When we talk of science, we have to read all the people. We cannot just read some single fellow and start talking about it. Jung is a psychologist who was a disciple of Freud and who deviated from him, and he has talked about collective subconscious. This collective subconscious has everything within us since our creation. Now, whatever I am telling you, I would not expect you to believe me, not at all. You must keep your minds open, like a scientist. But if these things are proved, then you have to accept. This is a hypothesis for you, but later on you must accept it. Now, the collective subconscious mind is beyond us. And that collective conscious mind has everything that was created since our creation. And now for that, I must say that the doctors in the West have discovered that the cancer is triggered by some proteins which come to us from the area which was created in our past since the creation was created. So they have reached that much point. They have reached up to a point, you see. We must say whatever they have reached. They have even photographed those proteins. Now those dead souls that are there are dead, many things that have gone out of circulation of our evolution, like the dead animals, we can say, the dead vegetables. Now viruses are nothing but certain dead vegetables, or could be some small animals which have gone out of our circulation. Now how do we cure this then? What we have to do is if your attention goes towards left side too much, then you get caught up into these problems. But if you can somehow or other bring your attention to the center, then you are away from it. That's simple as that. So these are left-sided problems. You can get epilepsy, you can get depression, you can get also so many psychosomatic diseases are also triggered by it. Like we have myelitis where the muscles are getting strengthless and all that. All of them can be sorted out if you can bring your attention from left to right. It's as simple as that. Now the another area is what we call as supraconscious. Now supraconscious area lies on our right side. That is the area which deals with our future. Now all futuristic people deal with it because it is mental. Mental, you see, English word is very funny. Bauddhic, as they call it. in English, you see, as it is, has its own limitations, I must say. Because in English, Atma is spirit, Bhut is a spirit, alcohol is a spirit. I mean, but in the Marathi language, you will find every shade of everything as different. So you can say Bauddhic. Bauddhic and physical side. On the right hand side, you deal and you get your nourishment, or you get all your energy from the right side, which is called as Pingala Nadi, as Surya. So the sun line on the right hand side does that. But they cross over. And once they cross over, one goes to the right and one goes to the left. And that's how you have two lobes in the brain. Brain is not one, it has two lobes, absolutely two separate lobes. So if you are using only one lobe on one side, the another side gets weaker. If you are using this lobe too much, then the another side gets weaker. So what you have to have for that is a balance. Now these days you must have heard that there's a lot of people who are dying of tensions, overactivity, all kinds of problems they have because of the pressures of life, the speed of life. And nowadays, as I told before also in America when I went, I told them about AIDS, long time back. I told them that you will get AIDS also. And then now I have told them another disease that will come, that you cannot do anything with a conscious mind, but you can do it in an unconscious way. Supposing you want to walk, you will get up and walk. But if you want to walk, you cannot do it. Because you have used too much of your conscious mind. And it's already coming up. In America, it's already started. I have not given it a name. But what is it called, doctor?
Post-viral syndrome, Yuppie's disease, all the
Yuppie's disease. See,
Post-viral syndrome.
all right. This is Dr. Bagdan from Russia. He's here. And we have Dr. Spiro from England. We have Dr. Pepe from Spain. We have Dr. Chuk from Delhi. He is the one. You know, epi disease is such that it is like if you want to do something, you can't do it. Supposing I have to lift this glass, unconsciously I lift it. Huh? But if I want to do it consciously, I cannot do it. It is already settling down. About 3-4 years back I talked about it, it's already there. Also another disease, I said that they will suffer from overactivity. They don't know what to do with themselves. Overactivity. It's a syndrome. All right. So on the right hand side, if you are too much, say you are very futuristic, you are extremely particular about time and you are very particular about everything and systematic. Because you see, after all, now as it is, we are trying to systematize ourselves. So after all, we are human beings. We are not machines. So we should not try to become machines. And once we try to become machines, it tells upon our body. But this is a very delicate body. It's a very delicate thing. And then it acts and it gives you, for example, many people get heart attacks. Is to say that only with fat you get heart attacks is wrong. There are two types of heart attacks. One is due to the lethargic heart, where you get angina. That comes if you have this center obliterated, you get angina. And that's how the heart cannot act, is a lethargic heart. And another heart attack comes to people who are workaholics, who are over hardworking, who are exerting too much pressure, right side. So the left side, you get a heart attack. So this is another type of a heart attack.
Okay. We have Srimataji there, who's talked about the effect of somebody who is left-sided and what can afflict such a person. The various diseases that can happen for left-sided persons. So it's very important for us to have our attention in the center, not left, not right, because there are different diseases of the right, but in the center. So that's when the clearing techniques come in. The clearing techniques for the left channel are the candling technique. It requires a candle, usually one in front and one behind your back on the left side, and then one beside you on also on your left side. Beside you, behind you, and in front, 3 candles. And this candling technique can clear many of the lethargy that she was talking about that affects the left channel. And by clearing this lethargy, it brings us more towards the center. And that's where we aim to be. So there is a video by which the clearing of the left channel is shown. So we'll have that video now.
The candle treatment is something that we use quite often in Sahaja Yoga, especially in the dark period of the year, or in the early morning, or any time that we feel tired or worn out. When we use the candle treatment, it's important to remember that when we use the element fire, it is only for the left side. So if we want to work on our right side, we have other treatments, but the fire is for the left side, or the Ida Nadi. We need 2 small plates and 2 pieces of candle. And to fix these pieces of candle to the plate, we just take some melted stearine and then put a little bit of candle there, so it's fixed to the plate. We put 1 candle behind us on the left side, near to the hip, and the other candle we put in front of us on the left side, so that we can reach it with our hand. We can be quite close to the flame, but not so close that we burn ourselves. We can now sit with the right hand towards Mother Earth and the left hand near the candle. And then just sitting in this position, we are clearing the left side. We can also use the candle to work directly on our chakras on the left side. We move the candle in front of the chakra in circles, clockwise. And in this way, we're clearing this chakra. In this way, we can work on all the chakras on the left side. On the left Svadhisthana, left Nabi, left heart, left Vishuddhi, and on the Agya, we can just keep the candle still and just look through the flame on Shri Mataji's bindi. We can also work with the candle on the superego, back and forth like this. And we can work on the back Agya. Finally, we can move the candle along the left channel, all the way down, up to the Agya, and crossing to the right side to the superego and back. You don't have to do all these different movements when you're using the candle treatment. This is just a film to show you what you can do.
So the candle treatment is the best way to clear the left channel using the elements. Then we also use the introspection within us. And we also have mantras and affirmations to go and clear the left side, and specifically the effects of the past within us. What I would like to go through right now is just a very brief clearing technique and a session. If you place your right hand on the earth, on the Mother Earth, and keep your left hand on your lap. This is the posture by which we clear our left channel. So bring your attention to the left channel. And with your attention in the left channel, we can silently affirm within ourselves, Mother, I said Mother Kundalini, Mother, you are the Mother, please clear my left channel. Mother, please clear my left channel. Now keep your attention in the left channel, just hold it there for about a minute. We can now just take some mantras for the Agya chakra, or rather some affirmations. So place your palm across your forehead and just lean forward slightly. And here we can affirm twice, Mother, I forgive everybody, everything. So let go of everything that is bothering you about what other people have done. Don't think of anything in particular, just forgive as a general attitude. Mother, I forgive everybody, everything, including myself. Now, take your palm and place it at the back of the head. At your back agya, and just raise your neck, stretch your neck a bit forward, a bit backwards. Now the back agya is the seat of our past. So this is the center that gets affected by conditioning in the past. So here we can silently affirm to ourselves twice, Mother, please forgive me for all the mistakes that I have made in word, thought, and deed. We can also affirm twice, Mother, please break the hold of the past over me. Mother, please break the hold of the past over me. Now we can place our palms across the fontanelle bone area. Press down gently. Just rub clockwise 7 times. Each time we can affirm, Mother, please strengthen my self-realization. When you're finished, just place both hands back on the lap. And just remain in silent meditation for a few minutes. Shall we do a raise Kundalini and put on a bandhan? So shall we all go through the steps which have been described earlier? So raise Kundalini as in the 3 channels with your left hand up and tie 1 knot. Second time, left hand along the center channel all the way up. Look at your center of the palm. Now tie 2 knots. And then third time. And now tie 3 knots. And then with both hands on the lap, take your right hand, place it on your left palm, and then prescribe an arc like a rainbow to your right side and back. That's 1. So then we do it 7 times. Go over the fontanelle bone area. 2. We do it 7 times, 1 for each of the chakras.
Thank you, Randir.
It's worth remembering a quote from the great Mahatma Gandhi. He did say that you first have to be the change that you want to see in the world. Now, change from what? It's the old habits, the old you, the negative patterns. And by getting rid of that, you can be the change. And that's how transformation takes place. So it's getting rid of the past within us and developing new habits, new conditionings, new approaches, attitudes that will help us in our evolution. And that is what will bring the change, both in us and in the world.
Indeed, and the world certainly is poised, ready for some change for the better. And as you say, starts with us. And now we have a very good idea as to how to bring about the change within ourselves and allow that to manifest outwards into the big wide world. Once again, thanks very much, Randir. What I'd like to do now is to just ask everybody to see what we feel on our hands. So if we sit with our hands palm upwards on our lap, and just be aware of perhaps if one hand is a bit cooler, a bit lighter than the other. Maybe they're both cool, which is great, or maybe you don't feel like they're cool. But let's just see what we feel. And we're going to ask a question now. We're going to have a poll by the look of it. So if you'd like to just look down at the bottom of your screen there, and we're going to offer you a poll there. And some of the options are that you don't feel anything or you're unsure. You feel warm above the head. You feel cool on one hand and nothing on the other. Cool on both hands, but not equally cool on both hands. So let's just feel above our head now. We can bring our right hand above our head and just see what we feel on the palm of the hand. At least 10 or 20 centimeters, so not too close to the head. And without thinking about it, And without any expectation, really, just seeing what we feel there. Just make a note. Do you feel on the right hand? When you're ready, bring the hand down, and we can try with the left hand and just see what we feel on our left hand. Okay, so if you'd like to, we're going to open up the chat, and we're also going to open up the video and the microphones. So either you can just type into the chat what you felt, or you can switch on your camera, switch on your microphone, and we'd love to have you talk to us directly. And let's just have an idea now of what it was that we mostly felt. And there's no right or wrong answer. It's really just how we monitor our own subtle system on a daily, moment by moment basis. Also, if you have any questions, maybe unrelated to what we're doing, but just any general questions, then you can also either put them into the chat or just switch yourself on and ask us in person. So we're getting some answers coming through on the chat, and for example, June felt cool on the left hand. Mike Baxter felt warm above the head. The right hand was lighter. Tanu says they felt cool on both hands equally. So as you can see, everybody feels different, but everybody to some extent felt cooler on one hand or a bit lighter on one hand than the other. So Randir, can you just explain what the significance is of feeling cooler on one hand than the other?
The hands reflect the channels within us. So the left hand reflects the left channel, the right hand reflects the right channel, and if you can feel cool in both, it usually reflects the state of the center channel. So on that basis, if one is feeling cool on the right hand, it means that the right channel is clear. If you're feeling cool on the, if you're feeling cool on the left hand, it means the left channel is clear. If you feel cool on the right hand, it means the right channel is clear. And if you are clear in the center, both hands will be clear. So that's a significance, but what may cause the blocks which are causing the heat might not necessarily be our own. It might have been what you picked up, say, earlier today, the colleagues that you worked with, something at home, something when you were walking back home, the place where you worked. So different things will contribute to it. So the important thing is that you must be aware, one day you can feel cool in one channel or one chakra, the next day it could be something else and you could be feeling heat. So don't focus on individual chakras or individual channels, just take the necessary action to clear them through the elements, foot soaking for the right channel, candling through the left channel, and also the mantras or affirmations for the different chakras. Work on the chakras and the channels systematically. And by clearing yourself, you're also clearing the environment around you. You're clearing the other people around you. And that is part of the clearing process.
It all starts within, as we said. So we've got some feedback here from Abhinav, who says that he's unsure about how cool it should be to say, I feel cool. Okay, that's a good question. First of all, we don't think about it. We don't doubt ourselves. We need to stop doubting ourselves. This is not about what we think, it's about what we feel. So I would say that if your hands are not hot, they're not prickly, you're not feeling any pressure, then they're cool. As the Kundalini becomes stronger and stronger, and when you least expect it, you may find that it's actually quite cold. You know, we talk about blasting cool vibrations, for example. But certainly initially, if you're not feeling heat, you're not feeling any pressure on perhaps even particular fingers, then that's great. You know, you're feeling cool. Then there's another question from Puneet, who says he feels equally cool on both hands, but it takes effort to feel cool on the left one. So I would say that, Puneet, stop putting in any effort, because the more effort we put into this, the further we move away from our state of meditation and from thoughtless awareness. So we have this idea that, you know, it's everything's relative. It's not a competition, and really, this is not about. I mean, we do want to feel cool in the sense that it happens when our energy system, our subtle system, is clear and flowing freely. But at the same time, there's nothing. The word Sahaja actually implies that what we're doing here is effortless. So it's all about getting out of the way, especially with our mind, not thinking about it, allowing ourselves to be in thoughtless awareness. And that's when you'll find that suddenly everything starts to feel cool and light and balanced. So it's a great question. It's a great point, because we have to keep reminding ourselves that what we're doing here is we're not doing anything, in the sense that we raise our Kundalini and then we surrender really to our Kundalini. And that's what gives us the state of meditation. So that's some great feedback there. And we're going to for the remainder of these 21 days, so over the next two nights, we're going to offer you the opportunity to ask questions through chat, and especially on Sunday, which will be our last day. We really would like to engage with our participants as much as possible. Don't forget also that in the WhatsApp group, we'd love to have your feedback. We'd love to have any questions. We're all there. We always monitor that to see if we can help in any way. Also, Leah, would you like to tell us about the mentoring that we're offering to our participants?
Yes, sure. We also have a mentoring program which will start straight after the 21 days, and the form is already available so that you can fill in. So here the techs are putting up our website. So on our website, you can find everything. If you've already joined the WhatsApp group, there's a little green phone thing there. The mentorship registration form is just above the green WhatsApp registration. There it is, mentorship registration program. And what you can do is register for the mentorship. And what that means is that you will get the opportunity to have a one-on-one with one of us from the team. And you can ask questions, we can meditate together, you can give us feedback, and basically we can grow deeper into our state of meditation together. And generally each person gets put with one mentor that may be suitable to you. And it's a great way to learn more and to grow further together. So that'll be the mentorship program. Before we say any more about that, I also noticed that on the feedback chat, there was a couple of people that mentioned that they felt heat above the head. Okay, so feeling heat above the head can be for different reasons. And we can ask Randir, he can probably enlighten us a little bit more on why is it that we feel heat above the head sometimes, Randir?
It's the clearing where the Kundalini is working to clear your different chakras, your different channels. And the clearing itself, it'll come out as heat. But with the attention at the top of the head and through the clearing techniques, the heat will go away and it will turn to cool eventually.
Beautiful. That's a lovely explanation. Yeah, so basically, in a nutshell, Randir is telling us that, which we already know, that this Mother Kundalini is a female mothering energy at the base of the spine, in the sacrum bone, that triangular bone at the base of the spine of each and every human being. So when this Kundalini is awakened, we get to feel these sensations, whether it's heat, whether it's a very cool feeling or slightly cool. Sometimes you can feel like the more we meditate, we might reach a point one day where we're sitting there meditating, or we ask a question and suddenly it feels like someone put ice on our hands. Can get very ice cool, okay? But also feeling heat means that we know that she, the Mother Kundalini, is working for us and she's clearing us and balancing us. So the most important thing is we have all these clearing techniques which we are sharing with you. But basically the most important thing that each and every one of us benefit from doing every day is raising our Kundalini, putting the band of protection, the bandana on ourselves every morning as we rise, and every evening before we go to bed. We also do it before starting meditation and at the end of meditation. And even if we think, oh, today I'm rushed, my alarm didn't go off, I don't have time to meditate. Before we rush out of the door, just pause for a minute and raise the Kundalini and put on the protection on the aura. And suddenly that calms our rush, calms our heart. And we might just stop there for a minute or two and realize that when we are driving to work or taking the public transport, everything runs much smoother and we get to work at just the perfect time, because this Mother Kundalini is the one that's doing all the living work for us. The rest is illusion, is the ego, is the conditioning that we are doing. But in reality, she, the Mother Kundalini, is doing everything for us. Okay.
Wonderful.
So yeah.
Wonderful point, Leah. Yeah. And so while we're covering all these different techniques and so on, we just want to emphasize that all you need to do, and if you can do this a little bit every day, like Leah is saying, is just do this exercise, and we'll do it again shortly, where we raise the Kundalini with our hands, give ourselves a bandhan or band of protection, and that's it. And we just sit there in thoughtless awareness for a few minutes, 5 minutes, and then repeat the exercise. That's the bulk of the work is done by our own Kundalini, and we just have to allow her to do that. And all these other things that we're doing can really help with specific tendencies, being left-sided or right-sided, as the case may be. So yes, please join us every day, continue to do that, and spend a little bit of time by yourself. If you have a candle, a photograph of Sri Mataji can really help, just like we're using here, and allow yourself those few minutes of thoughtless awareness. That's the essence of everything we do. I'd also just like to announce, I suppose, that at the completion of these 21 days on Sunday, what we're going to be doing is continuing on, not with a daily session. We're going to be having 2 sessions a week. So you'll be able to continue joining together like this and having collective meditation experience. It's going to be on every Tuesday, so same time on Tuesday, Thursday, and we'll continue that for a few weeks and just see how everything pans out from there. So there'll be more information about that, and again, if you're in the WhatsApp group, everything will be revealed and you'll be reminded about that as we go on over the next few weeks. Also, if we can just have a look at the website there, we'd also encourage people to have a look at freemeditation.com.au to see if, depending on where you're situated, like for example, if you happen to be in Western Australia, in Perth, where we are, then you can find your local class or local classes. You just scroll down there to Australian classes, and then you'll see all the states come up there. So if we go down to WA, for example, click on that, then you'll see that we have sessions running every week in those particular locations. The time is there, the location, and there's some contact numbers there as well. So that's just one example. We also are coming out of all the restrictions that we've been seeing all over the world. There are some sessions in regional WA as well. But I'd encourage you to have a look at the website, and also that can lead you on to worldwide classes. That's new, yeah. So that's Australia. Worldwide classes, you'll see that if you scroll down there, you can find your flag. And of course we have more, it varies from country to country, but I'd encourage you to at least have a look and see if there's something available in your local area. Of course, if you're not in a capital city or don't happen to be in an area where there are any face-to-face in-person programs, then we have what we have here. We have the online programs, and the online programs are not limited to what we're doing here, this 21-day course, but certainly there are online programs and in-person programs all over the world. So we really encourage you to explore that. But in the meantime, please stay with us over the next 2 nights as we complete this 21 days and then launch into a series of follow-up sessions every Tuesday and Friday.
Yes.
Yeah. And so we don't want to overwhelm you, but we also want to share with you all the different resources that we have available. But again, the most important thing, as Leah was saying, is to raise the Kundalini, give yourself a bandhan, and allow yourself to be in meditation for at least a few minutes every day. And if you have more time, that's fantastic. Each time you do it, you'll start to become cooler and lighter and just more aware of what your hands are telling you about your chakras. So thank you very much, everybody, for joining us, and we've had some lovely feedback there. People thanking us via chat. We really do appreciate that. It does make it even more worthwhile to have that interaction with all of our participants. Thanks, June, and everybody who's joined us tonight. I'll just hand back over to Leah and Randir if there's anything more they would like to add before we finish up. But when we do finish up, please stay with us, and we're going to play some lovely music next 10 or 15 minutes if you would like to continue just sitting there with all this awareness.
Beautiful. I'd just like to say it's been a wonderful journey. Thank you so much, Randir, for a beautiful presentation. I'm sure that we have all learned a lot tonight. And again, our heartfelt thanks to all the technicians, the techs behind the scene that make all this possible for us. So we've got Mitya from WA and Sydney from WA. We have Kanan from Sydney. We have Path from Queensland, I believe. And also tonight, we've got Sangeeta and a couple of more people from the USA who is also taking part with the technical part of our program, as the United States will be shortly starting a 21-day program as well. There's also a 21-day program which will start in Malaysia. So as you can see, we are very international. And one of the beautiful quotes that we love very much, that's always played at the beginning of this meditation, is that we are part and parcel of the whole. We are all one world, and that world is love. That's all I can say today. Love is everything. Over to you, Randir.
I've got nothing to add. After what you have said, I'm in thoughtless awareness.
Beautiful. Shall we raise our Kundalini and take Bandhan, and then we can continue meditating with music?
So see you tomorrow, and remember all of our sessions are recorded, and please tell your friends, get them to join us as well. See you tomorrow.
Ciao.
Bye-bye.
Bye.